Hey everybody, welcome to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron, and before we get into today's episode, or this week's episode, I want to show you guys some really neat shop decor that I acquired a couple days ago. And funny thing is, it's a refrigerator. I might get it working after I body work it and paint it and everything, but realistically, I just want the old days vibe, and having the old refrigerator sitting out in front of the shop kind of helps with that. But funny thing about it is you look up here and it's a Frigidaire made only by General Motors. I just noticed that today, and that's the coolest thing ever. Even my decorative fridge is a Chevy, so life is good. On today's episode, we're gonna see if we can polish a turd. Wait, whoa, hold on. Don't click off the video yet. We're not washing another Ford. We're gonna see if we can clean up this 76 GMC 4x4, 6 lug, half ton, step side, short bed, so on and so forth. Now, there's a little backstory on this truck. I bought this truck because I have been planning on getting into flipping vehicles to make money, because I don't make hardly any money off of YouTube, and YouTube is like the only job that I have. So in order to make more money to help me survive and to keep YouTube going, I figure I can get some trucks, and with parts I got laying around and stuff like that, I can fix them up, make them nice, and sell them for more than my initial investment. Well, that was the plan with this truck. Now, that being said, a lot of things are going on right now. I've mentioned that before, and in the shop update video, a lot of things are going on. I'm not ready to, go over all of it yet, but most of you probably know that I'm fixing up my little house right over there, and I'm at a point where I'm running out of cash flow and I'm needing some money to fix up the house. So I put this truck up on Marketplace for what I thought was a reasonable price for the condition that it's currently in. And I got like one message on it. So it looks terrible. I'm not the type of person that like takes a picture of something like this covered in crap and you can't even see through the windshield and everything else and just puts it on Marketplace to sell it. But that's where I was at the other day when I did it. I was needing money and I wanted to get rid of it, and that's still the case. I'm still needing money and I still want to get rid of it. But in this video, I'm going to take the time and we're going to go through, and first things first, we are going to wash the crap out of this thing. Like, very, very good wash job. And then we're going to start going through my part stuff and all these like camoed headlight surrounds and broken marker lights and half painted grills and homemade I-beam bumpers that are 4 inches lower than they should be, and painted mirrors, painted door handles, chrome diamond plate tape. We might be able to do something with this tailgate. We'll need to clean out this bed. Probably got a snake in it, and I'm probably gonna scream like a little girl and run, but whatever. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that I can do to this truck. Show you guys the interior. The seat is in really, really good shape. Just needs to be cleaned up. The door panels are in pretty good shape. I have another arm pad, I believe, that I can put in here. I got another window crank I can put in here. Glove box doors out, I can put it back in. There's a lot of stuff. Just thoroughly clean it. There's a lot of stuff I can do. Heck, I might even put a solid back window in it. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff I can do to this truck that won't take me a lot of time and won't cost me a lot of money. And should help this truck sell. So my original plan was take the body lift off, clean up the suspension lift, put some smaller tires on it, do all the body work, paint it, put a better dash pad in it or fix that one, get bumpers on it right, yada yada yada, and you know, it would look like a semi-restored truck, and I was going to sell it for pretty decent money. Well, we're not at that point anymore. I want to get a fair, what I consider a fair amount of money for, you know, something with 12 inches of lift and 37.5-inch tires. And I mean, it's a four-wheel drive. It doesn't have a transmission and transfer case right now. That's how I'm selling it right now, but I have in the works a transmission and transfer case that I may be able to get, and if that's the case, then I'll get that put in too, and whatever. But I'm at least gonna make the motor run, so we're gonna clean it up the best we can. We're gonna do a willet start on it, see if we can get it running, and then it should sell better running and looking a lot better. So now that I've sat here and talked until y'all were bored and you're already hitting the skip forward 10 seconds button and all that crap, I'm gonna get my stuff together. I got my pressure washer over there already. I got some simple green and some scrub brushes and whatnot, and we're probably gonna get down and dirty on this thing like we've never gotten down and dirty on cleaning anything before. So here we go. Okay, I tried to wait till later in the day, so I wasn't doing this out in the sun, because I'm gonna spray simple green and stuff on it so we can really let it eat into some of this stuff and try to actually scrub it off. And as you can see, our shade line from the building is about right here. So it's not really how we need it to be. It's better on the other side, but what I'm gonna do is get the pressure washer fired up. I'm not even gonna worry about trying to clean this bumper and certain other things, because like I said, they're gonna be coming off. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to wet down the whole truck. I've got my simple green pump sprayer. We're gonna soak down everything. Hopefully it'll stay fairly wet and good. And then we'll go back, scrub it real good, and then we'll go back and pressure wash it and see how good we can get it. We might do it twice, we might do it 3 times. I'm not gonna make you guys watch all of that, but you get the gist of it, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, like I said, I didn't you know, go through and take stuff off with the pressure like I normally do, because I want to try to loosen it up really good first, and then we will. Especially like that windshield, because I had another truck that came from the same place that had that same kind of stuff on the windshield. And it was really hard to get off, so I'm trying to let this sit on there a little, loosen it up, and we'll see how it does. Like I said, I'm sure you guys already know or you figured it out, but this is just diluted simple green in this sprayer. I found out a few videos back that you put the simple green in one of these pump sprayers. It makes it easier to put it on. You're not sitting here trying to cover a whole vehicle with a squirt bottle or trying to, you know, have it mixed up in a bucket and put it on with a, you know, wash it by hand or anything like that. You just get this pump sprayer, get it filled up, pumped up, and hose down everything that you want covered. Hoping, I don't want the sun to go down too fast because I need to get this washed before it goes down, but I was hoping it would find its way over the building a little bit better, faster than it has been, but apparently it's not. Alright, I just had another idea. I'll be right back. Alright, well, I always admit when I'm stupid, and well, I was stupid. I thought I could spray this on there and it would stay wet, and I could brush it and it would stay wet, and I could rinse it off and it would be clean and wet. Well, wasn't the case. Didn't have any way to clean the brush out. Yada yada yada, so I went and got me a clean bucket and filled it up with water. Then I went in the shop to get the half a bottle of car wash soap that I had left. Yeah, I didn't have a half a bottle of car wash soap left either. So I ran over to the local dollar store and bought the best car wash soap that they had. Some Ultra brand dishwashing detergent for $1, or dish soap for $1. So we'll see how it does. But now I got the problem where, you know, went to the dollar store and spent $1 plus some tax. Now I've got more money in this truck and trying to use it to make money, not have it cost me more money. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, I guess. Alright, well, it ain't gonna be much fun for you guys to sit here and watch me scrub down this whole thing. So what I'm gonna do is put you on a little bit of a time-lapse thing, maybe play some music for you, maybe, you know, something you like, maybe not, but either way, play a little bit of music. I don't know if you feel the need to or have the want or whatever, you can get up and start dancing and stuff. I don't care, it's your living room, you can do whatever you want. Maybe you're watching it at work, your coworkers might think you're a little weird, but hey, if you want to dance, dance. Either way, I'm gonna keep washing. When I get it all washed, I'll bring you guys back in here and show you what it looks like cleaned up. It took me a little while. Sun's going down, but the GMC's bright orange. Hood's off-white. You can see through the windows, and I mean, for what it is, it looks better than it did. So we got it as cleaned up as we can by washing it. Like I said, I still got to clean out the bed. Hey, there's the starter I was looking for. Wonder if it works. Probably not. But yeah, we got to clean out the bed. I got some new taillights we can put on it. I've got some rear fender markers we can put on it. I'm gonna paint the hubs because they look ridiculous to me, being bright orange sticking out like that. So we'll get them painted and get the rims repainted. We may change a couple body panels if we get that kind of time. This is kind of a quick flip deal, but I've got all new headlight doors and trim and everything that can go up here. I've got different lights that can go up here. I've got different mirrors that we're going to put on it. Like I said, depending on how it goes, we may do the rear window, we may not. But there's a lot of little things that I can do. I've got another dash pad that's not the same color, but it's like a gray, and it would blend in with the red interior, and it's in way better shape than that one. So we may even put that in. I mean, the little things I have that aren't costing me anything but time to do, I'm hoping will help me sell this faster. Because like I said, I need the money to finish up my little house, because I need the little house done as soon as possible. So it's starting to get a little on the not sunny side, and I'm tired. This isn't the only thing I've done today, but this itself helped wear me out. So like I said, I showed it to you. It's cleaned up. I'll let it dry overnight, and we'll get started back on it first thing tomorrow. And I'm going to put an honest day's work in on it all day tomorrow, and we'll see what it looks like when we get done. All right, well, I know you guys are going to be really upset with me, but I came in this morning, I was on the phone, and I walked over here looking at this truck while I was on the phone, and I started peeling on that chrome diamond plate sticker crap that was on both sides. And I was just doing it because I could pick at it while I was on the phone, and then I got off the phone and I just kept doing it, and I got all the chrome diamond plate sticker crap off of both sides. I know you guys are really disappointed because you wanted me to film it so you could watch me do it, but I didn't wait for you, and I already got it done. So I'll make it up to you, and next thing we're gonna do is start cleaning out this bed and see what parts we can find in here. So I know you guys are excited about that, so I'm gonna go grab a trash can, some gloves, we'll start digging, see what we get out of there. All right, well, I don't think this part of this project's gonna be very much fun either, but it's gotta be done. So I'm not gonna make you guys sit here and watch me pick through everything in this bed, but we are just gonna kind of look through it and see what we find, see if we find anything worthwhile. You know, baby food jars. I don't know what these are exactly called, but they're the little metal spiky things that hold trusses together. A belt, that kind of stuff I'm not at all worried about. It's just gonna get thrown away. But like the starter is missing off the engine, and here's a starter. That kind of stuff I'm interested in, because I don't know, I'm assuming this was probably good when they took it out, and they only took it out because they needed the transmission. So I'm not just going to put it in there and expect it to work, but we'll take it over and test it and see if it does work. And if it does, then we have a starter to try to get this running. We got our dust cover off the transmission. I don't know, there's a torque converter there, but there's also a Ford transmission there. So I don't know what the torque converter is for, so it's just going to go in the scrap pile along with a lot of the other metal stuff. But like junk metal. Here's our high hump floor pan for the 4-wheel drive. We're gonna need that. So I'm just gonna keep picking through here. All the metal junk's gonna go over in the scrap dumpster. All the rest of the junk's gonna go here in the trash can. And if I come across anything else, I'll show you guys what we find. It's one of the chains for the tailgate. Don't know if it's any good anymore, but. Alright, got the bed cleaned out. It has solid wood in it, except for up in that corner. We did find the chains, but this side won't take one anyways, and that one's missing the hook. So this one's not in the greatest of shape either, but it at least holds the tailgate shut. So we're closer than we were when we started. But so we got that cleaned out. Now I brought parts out here to address the front. First off, this is a 76 model. Should not have amber lenses. Somebody may have changed the VIN, I don't know. But I ran the VIN on it and it says it's a 76. 6 of 76 was the build date. But these are 73, 74 door panels. And these amber marker lights are 73, 74 only. But that's a 76 grill. So like, I don't know, it's hit or miss. I'm calling it a 76. We're gonna go with 76. I have some clear parking lights that are in a lot better shape. We're gonna put them on. I have a headlight door that is not camouflaged that we're gonna put over here, and we're gonna take this grill out. It's in really good shape except for that little piece right there. We're gonna take it out, we're gonna scuff it up, we're gonna paint it, and we might even see if we got a 350 emblem to put in there. So that being said, let's carry on. All right, the upper and lower grill trim have a little bit of paint on them, but they're in fairly good shape. And I've got some like double aught or quad aught Scotch-Brite. I think we can come back and clean that up. Probably could have cleaned this door up too, but I have another one, so why? So we're going to switch this door out. We're going to switch these lights out. Like I said, we'll pull the grill out. You guys can watch me do all of it. Okay, I guess one screw's enough. I'm not gonna like throw that away, but we'll clean it up and use it some other time, but I'm gonna kick it off there to the side for now. We're missing both of our tabs for screws over here. We do have tabs down here, here, and here. And I have a couple of extra screws. So I'm gonna go and see. I think I've got tabs we can put over here. So I'm gonna go see if I can find them. And if we're gonna go through and do this kind of stuff, we might as well do it all right and have as many screws in there as we can. So I'll be right back. Okay, I brought my whole bin out, and it's got extra screws and stuff in it, but it's not looking like. I don't think I have any of these that are long enough to go into the holes. So I'm gonna go and look again, because these aren't long enough either. So I'm gonna see what we got going on, and then we'll keep going. Okay, I went and looked at another truck I had sitting here, and for some reason the tab coming off of this fender, I don't know if it's an aftermarket fender or what the reasoning behind it is, but the tab that's coming off of here the holes are in the wrong spot. So I'm going to re-drill them, and then we can put our tabs in like they're supposed to be, and we can get all of our screws in to hold it like it should be. Perfect. All right. Maybe we're getting somewhere. Probably not. Right over. You notice I spent a lot of time cleaning this up really good before I'm putting it on? No, I didn't. We'll get to it. We'll get it cleaned up before we're all done. Just like I'm gonna wet sand the black spray paint off the front of this head because it's bugging me. Probably not bugging anybody else, but it's bugging me. Hey, look at that. Almost like it was supposed to bolt on there. You guys have never done these headlight doors before? Best piece of advice I can give you: start all the screws before you tighten any of them down. Because just because they were on there before, or they're just there and they line up good, they don't. Once you got them all started, go ahead and tighten them down. Like I said, this one hasn't been cleaned, and well, really, neither has that one, but we'll go through and clean it all, and it'll look a lot better. At least it's not faded out camel paint anymore. Okay. Alright, done with that side. We're going to file this over there on the shelf so we can maybe use it later. And this side is missing almost all of its screws too, so check and see if it's got deals for the screws. No, it doesn't seem to. Alright, we're just going to take it off and do what we got to do to make sure it's put on right, because what's the purpose of spending the time cleaning this truck up and fixing everything? We're not going to do it right. So, alright, we're missing one tab. Just happens to be the one that I tried. Anybody need a wasp nest? There you go. And we actually have pieces that are fit in this one. Yay! Or not. It's close-ish. I think that's the closest one we've got. We'll see how it goes. Inside my little kit here, I have a full grill mounting kit that will work with this grill. A leftover from another project, but considering most of the screws that hold this grill on are missing, it's going to be very helpful. Alright, we'll take this over where we can clean it up to paint it. And we'll finish off what we're going to do with the front end and change out this other marker. Okay, I'm gonna have to, that screw's stripped out. I can't get on it. So I'm gonna go get some stuff to break the rest of this plastic. And then I will get that light changed out, and then after we can come put it back in, I'll just show you guys everything. So hang tight, and I'll knock that out, and we'll start working on the grill right now. Alright. We got our grill off. I ran over to the local store and got some spray paint that'll be pretty close in color to what we want it to be. And I got some 4-aught steel wool so we can clean up all that trim. So I've got a few minutes before I gotta leave to go pick my little girl up from school. So I want to try to get this scuffed up with Scotch-Brite and painted, get the silver painted before I leave. That way, the time that I'm gone, going to get her and take her home, this will have time to dry, and then when I come back I can touch up some of the spots that need to be black instead of silver, and clean up the badges and stuff like that, and before we put it back on. So that's the plan. Is it going to work out? Guess we'll find out when the time comes. But not quite sure how there's more dead bugs on the inside of the badge than on the outside, but not gonna ask questions. We'll just go with it. So I'm just gonna take just some regular red, maroon, purple, heard it called everything, and call it what you want, Scotch-Brite, I'll go over this, and we're scuffing it and cleaning it at the same time. At the end of the day, I'm going to clean it the best I can. We're going to put a decent paint job on it, and it's not going to be terrible camo when I get done. So that's the idea. That's the plan. What we're going with. And I guess I'll ruin my own little surprise for you, but I went and looked through my stuff, and I did find the 350 badge to go in the grill. That's really going to set it off. So I'm assuming that this is an important phone call. I usually don't keep my phone in my pocket, but I was just running and whatnot. So I'll grab it, I'll finish scuffing this, and then when I bring you guys back, we'll be ready to paint it. Never mind, not at all an important phone call. So we'll finish scuffing. Alright, I'm going to take this over by the garden hose, rinse the dirt off the back, rinse the dust from wiping it down with this off the front, and then once it dries, we'll shoot it with some spray paint. Well, I don't know what happened. I thought I turned the camera on. I guess I didn't, because when I went over to shut it off, it was off. But I got one coat of paint on this with some pewter gray, and I didn't think it was going to be that close, but behind the emblem was really clean, and it looks almost dead on. So that's cool. This old plastic's really porous, so it's really absorbing and sucking the paint in. And obviously the wind's blowing dirt and stuff in it, but it's not a perfect grill. It's pretty rough. Rougher than, I mean, it's not broken, but rougher than I thought it was. It's kind of melted and stuff, I don't know. But cleaned up with a fresh coat of paint on it. I don't care what anybody says, it has to look better than it did before I cleaned it up and painted it. So, just putting a light second coat on to battle the absorption and whatnot, and hopefully before this can runs out, because we only bought one, we can get enough paint on this thing that it'll actually take it and show the paint. So I'm going to keep letting this tack up and put coats of paint on it until it looks good enough, and then I'll bring you guys back, and there's a couple other things that we're going to do with some grill trim and some headlight rings and some badges and that kind of stuff, and hopefully by the time we get all that done, the grill will be dry. We'll be able to put it back in. So that's what we're going to do. So I told you that I went through my stuff, and we found the 350 emblem that's supposed to be in the grill. Now, this is the GMC emblem that I took out of the grill and it appears to have been refurbished already, or it's just in a lot better shape. This one's kind of weathered and faded and whatnot, and I've got some paint here, and I've got a couple paint brushes, and I am by no means any good at any of this, but what the heck, we're going to try to restore this 350 badge without making it look worse. So I am by no means steady-handed or a sign painter or pinstriper or anything like that, but little stuff like this I try to do my best. I go back and remember my model days, and yeah, I was never good at that either. But maybe if we're somewhat careful, we can make it look okay from 10 feet away, and that's better than what it did before. So trying to make it black where it used to be black, and orange where it used to be orange, and not get too much on the silver that we're going to try to leave silver. Alright, well, definitely not going to win an award for my efforts. But it is. Oh, I'm glad I held that up to the camera. I noticed I didn't paint inside the zero. There we go. Now we're where we need to be. So I will now I got some, I think it was called like pumpkin orange or something, and it seemed a little bit on the light side, so I mixed some red in with it. I'm hoping that it's some reason it's not even covering, like it's not even sticking to it. Alright, well, like I said, I don't know that it's sticking very well, but we're going to let that kind of dry up a little bit, and then I'll come back and try putting another coat on it and see if it goes on better. In the meantime, in the background of the grill, it's supposed to be black, and I just sprayed the whole thing silver. So I'm going to try to take a brush and carefully go in there without totally destroying it and making the back part of the grill black. So I'm going to get started on that, and when I screw it up really bad, I'll just go ahead and take the spray paint and respray it silver, and we'll leave it like that. But I'm gonna try to do it right, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'm gonna do that. It's probably gonna take a little while, and we'll go from there. I got a bucket here with just a little bit of water in the bottom of it, and I put about, I don't know, a couple drops of dish soap in it, and then I got some 4/0 steel wool here, and the dish soap isn't so much to clean anything as it just like a lubricant to help make the steel wool slide. So this works really good on like chrome bumpers and like stainless trim, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna try to go and use it to scrub the paint off of this trim, maybe. And we can go over, even though this headlight door is not, you know, covered in paint, we can still go over it, take some of the loose chrome that's peeling off of it, and get all the dirt off of it from it sitting in storage and whatnot. Just clean it up, make it look better. I'm not gonna say this is the best headlight door, but it's better than the one that was on here, and it's the only passenger side one I had. For some reason I got 3 or 4 driver side ones in there, and I only had one passenger one. Not quite sure how that happened, but it did. This works good for taking off like surface rust, stuff like that. And hopefully, wait, it's coming off, it's just taking some scrubbing, so probably be a little while. We'll keep going on it, see how it turns out. Okay, I got everything up here. Scrub down with the double aught or quad aught, 4/0. It's 4 zeros, whatever it's called. Steel wool, and got all the paint off, so it looks a lot better. I tried to paint the back part of the grill earlier, and luck I had none. So I'm thinking that all silver with the cleaned up badges looks a lot better than camo, halfway camo. So I put my badges back in. The paint is pretty well dry enough that I can put it on here without ruining it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the grill put back in, and hopefully that'll really set the front end off and make it look a lot better. It's dry, but I still don't want to touch it a lot. So luckily I had this mounting kit, because 2 of the tabs were missing, but for some reason this mounting kit only came with 4 of the 6 screws that I need. So I got 1 right here, that makes 5. And I'll have to go find another one. But either way, we'll at least get it mounted right this time. So that's a plus. I don't No, I'll have to go look over there. Maybe I took the screws over by the shop with me when I was painting it or something. I don't. Well, I guess it helps if you actually like screw the screw into the thing. Oh, all right. We're going to use the kit because I can't use it again anyways, and those are all broken and falling out and whatnot. That one's still good, that one's still good, so we don't need those, but we're going to use these end ones because if you're going to do it wrong and then get mad at it and then do it right. So that's where we're at. We did it halfway and then it kind of ticked us off a little bit for no reason other than it just did, and now we got it right and we're going to put it in. Okay. Now alright, so I'm going to have to put one more screw in it, but that is way better than how it looked before. I'm going to go get another screw while I'm over there. I'll grab the other camera, bring you guys up closer so you can really see the 350 badge in there and everything that I can see that you probably can't see that well from your angle or at all. So I'll go get that. I'll bring it over here where you guys can see it. And other than it's kind of melted and sagging, which I can't do much about, it looks great. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a little walking up on it look, and man, oh man, I am way happier than it looked before. I mean, these lights look so much better. These rings, the surround, everything all polished up, looking good. And the grill is really set apart from what it was before. Like that whole, I mean, it's still kind of dried out and porous and whatnot. But we got our 350 badge that was missing. Put our GMC back in. You saw me paint that one. It's not perfect, but it looks good from 5 feet away. And hey, the rest of the truck doesn't even look good from 5 feet away. So I'd say the badge is like one up on it, you know. So anyways, I was gonna try to finish this whole video today so I could get it up tomorrow on time, but there's a lot more stuff that I want to do and a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and I don't want to rush it. So we're gonna keep working until it gets dark, but I'm not gonna rush through nothing. We're just gonna keep going, and the video will get up late this week. Nobody cares. I'm just joking. I try to get them up every Tuesday, but I'd rather put up a good quality video on Wednesday than a subpar quality video on Tuesday. So next thing I absolutely have to do is get rid of that hideous abomination of what used to be a piece of I-beam. I can't stand it anymore. It's driving me nuts. I hate the look of body lifts sticking out. Like, body lifts are cool as long as they're done right, which this one has been. Like, the steering's extended and throttle cable or throttle brackets and cables and shifters and everything's been extended right properly. It's got longer, this isn't because of the body lift, it's because of the regular lift, but the lift's crappy-ish, but it's pretty much, it's not crappy-ish, it just needs to be fixed up a little bit. Let's just put it that way, which I may do. We'll see how far we get with it, but it's pretty sound truck. It was just built a long time ago, so I don't know. Let's get rid of this bumper. Hold on. I know you guys are saying, whoa, Toes, what are you doing? You're cutting up a perfectly good frame. No, I'm not. This frame is bent from the front to the back. It was in an accident. This frame rails pushed back, yada, yada, yada. It's a half-ton frame that's been sitting here for a long time, and I was going to try to fix it and use it, but another frame came along for the project this was going to be used for. So this frame's kind of for whatever else we need it for. So I'm going to cut the frame horns off of it real quick, and then I'll show you why. I really don't know what's going on with this piece of crap, but it just like quit cutting. Alright, I'm gonna go try another blade. Alright, now I've got an old worn out blade that doesn't really have any teeth left on it, so let's try this one. It's too short. Got a feeling I'm gonna have to run like 100 yards of extension cords out here and use a cutoff wheel. Yep, because now the sawzall's dead. Great. Alright. I drug like a couple football fields worth of extension cords out here, and got the grinder all set up. So maybe now we can get somewhere. So quick and easy. Why don't we just do that in the first place? All right, now give me 30 minutes to put all this stuff back away, and then we'll go show you what we're going to do with those. Right after we get this bumper off. And that may be a lot easier than it looks. I mean, it's just got 3 bolts on each side, but doesn't sound hollow. I bet you this sucker weighs a couple 100 pounds, and I don't have anybody to help me today because it's getting late and don't want to call my friend over this late. So basically, you guys are here to watch, and if this bumper falls on me and I get hurt or get stuck, I'm going to need you to call for help, okay? My thought process is I'm probably safe taking one side loose without it falling, and then I'll just have to be a little bit careful on the other side. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I know it's going to hurt if this falls on my foot. That's the only thing I do know for certain. It's going to hurt if this falls on my foot. Come on. And it's probably going to snap that frame rail off. That sucker is heavier than I thought. You may be asking, why don't you hook it up to a cherry picker? Because it's a pain in the butt to roll it out here in the rocks. Or why don't you put a jack underneath it? Yeah, that'd be a great idea, but my jacks don't go that high. So basically, we're just kind of winging it. I mean, one way or another, it's got nowhere to go but down, so it's going to come off if I can get this bolt loose, which doesn't seem to be wanting to happen. Alright, well, because I'm the nice, easy going, let's just keep trying until it happens type person, I'm going to go get the 1/2-inch impact, and then I know that sucker's going to come off. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm done messing around. We got the Big Daddy. Do it either. I'm not quite sure what the problem is with this bolt, but it definitely doesn't want to do what it's supposed to be doing. Now it won't go in or out. Great. See if these other ones will come loose at least. Alright, it's the next morning. I came over with a little bit clearer head and not as irritated with this crap as I was yesterday when I left. And we managed to get the bumper off, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it was a bumper of some sort. But anyways, I knew it was going to be heavy, but I had no idea that it was going to be that heavy. But I got it off, and I'm probably just gonna hook it up to a truck or something and drag it out of the way for right now. And next time I have somebody come over, maybe we'll try to get it. Maybe I'll just try to get it over to the scrap pile. I don't know, but I hate to throw it away because somebody might like it and be able to use it. It's still got the brackets to mount to a square body frame and everything on it. Who knows? Maybe it'll end up on Pop's Tina for a push bar. There's no telling. But anyways, we got it off. Now we have our frame horns that we cut off of our other frame. And we have the correct bumper to go on that truck sitting right here. So I think you guys kind of figuring out what we got going on, but let's go ahead and get started with it. All right, so as much as I can avoid it, I want to try not to have to cut the frame on the truck at all to make this bumper mount like I want it to, because somebody else buys that truck and they want to take it back to a stock 4x4 or take the body lift out of it or whatever. I don't want them to have a truck with hacked up frame rails. I want them to be able to just put a bumper back on there and have it be okay. That's why I want to make this all, like, I'm going to have to do some welding and stuff with the ideas that I have in my head, but as far as the bumper going on the truck, it's just going to bolt on. So that's the plan. And I think I'm going to have to trim this bumper a little bit down here at the bottom where it goes into the, or where it sits over the frame, just so that I've got clearance to get it back far enough. But we'll see. This bumper's pretty beat up. I had another bumper over there with bumperettes on it that's in really nice shape, but it must have came off of like a 1.5 ton truck or something like that, because it's got a different style of brackets and the mounting brackets are wider, which could actually help me, because I could just build brackets off of the frame out to where it mounts and it might be easier. We might look into that too. But I'm going to continue with this route because this one I know I've already kind of got it figured out in my head. So my thought process on this is, we'll take our frame rails here and put them, you know, where they would normally be in the bumper, and bolt them on, so from the outside it looks stockish. And then we'll have these pieces, the pieces that I cut off of the other frame, we'll have to weld off of to make brackets that will go and bolt on to the existing frame over there. So that's my plan anyways. We'll see how or if it works. But we might revisit and go with that other bumper because it's got bumperettes on it, and it's, I don't know, it might be easier. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when I figure it out. If this would cooperate with me, it would be a little bit nice. I don't know if you guys have them wherever you're watching from, but there's these little like clear white gnats here, and you can't even hardly see them flying around unless they're like in the sun. But if they get you when you're not paying attention, They will chew the crap out of you. It's not at all pleasing. Another reason that I want to use this bumper and make these brackets with all the factory mounting locations and everything is because this bumper's kind of beat up. It just happens to be one that I've got laying around. But if somebody decides to go buy a new bumper or gets a bumper that's in better condition or what have you, then they can just unbolt this and, you know, bolt the factory one right back into the location where this one was. So if I use that other bumper that I'm not sure, like I said, I think it came off of a heavy duty truck. If I use that or something along those lines, then you won't be able to just go buy a bumper that fits a 76 GMC and bolt it on there like you will be able to with this. So I'm pretty sure this is the route that I'm going to go with it. That's why I've continued to work on it. But I'm going to go get some bolts to bolt here, and then I'll tighten these down. Then we'll move over there to the truck and kind of start getting things set up. And I know we're going to have to do some cutting because the body lift isn't enough for the bumper to sit all the way above the frame that's there. So we're going to have to trim so that it can sit, that frame and this frame and whatever can share real estate basically. So alright, I'll catch up with you guys with all this over there. Okay, got everything bolted up on my bumper, and now we have some figuring out to do, because obviously the bumper can't be that high and or stick out that far. So right now I've got my frame horn sections that I put on the bumper sitting on top of the other frame, and it's clearly too high. So I'm going to get my cutoff wheel and we're going to notch this back here and see if we can get it to set down in place where we need it. Okay, we got our cutoff wheel out here now, and we're going to make some very well thought out and you know, perfect cuts on here that are going to be exactly where they need to be and well thought out. No, we're just going to cut it, and worst case, I cut too much off, we got to make brackets to mount it anyways, so not a big ordeal. go do a little adjustment on this bumper so I can get my cutoff wheel in there to cut it. Apparently I've ticked off some ants around here, so hopefully they keep crawling over there and not on me. One down. Now I'm gonna, measure and draw out and cut the exact same spot off of the other side. Let's set it back up there and see if we can't get a little bit better fitment. I mean, it's kind of out, kind of forward. There's not much we can do about that. It's kind of where it's gonna have to be. I can't take much more off because of the bolts. So, still, I think I'd rather have this bumper sticking out a little bit than what was on there. I'm gonna see. Maybe I can get that's definitely way too low right there, but I need to see if I can find a way. Maybe I can run some straps through this or something and get the bumper kind of held up where I can step back and look at it and move around, and it'll help when I go to make my brackets and stuff too. So I'm gonna go get some straps and see if I can get it to stay up there by itself. Alright, got one strap up there, holding it pretty good. Try to get another one on this side and maybe we can, I don't know. I guess if I took these gloves off, probably be a lot easier to work with this strap. So. That didn't do what I wanted it to. Just pulled the top in. Okay, well, either way, that's kind of gonna get us in the general area, at least to where I can stand back and see if I like that better than I did the other bumper. And it's still a little bit low, but I can bring it up a little bit and the way I see it is it's hiding the body lift, and the frame is not really hanging out underneath it. So I think that's kind of a good spot. Obviously we need to, you know, roll it out a little bit and bring it up a little bit, but I think I can put some spacers on top of the frame to set it on, and then I can get it strapped in there more where I need it. So I'm gonna go see if I can find something, I don't know, maybe like a 1x piece of wood or something to set on there that I can set the top of my brackets that I made on it, and that'll bring the top up and let it curl out like I need to. So let's see if we can get that strapped in there more how I want it to be, and then we can start working on making brackets to make it more permanent. Alright, I brought some poster board out here and kind of traced out what I was going to need on this side, and I got this bracket made. So first thing I'm going to do real quick is get underneath here and see if this bracket that I made for this side is going to work on this side also, and if it does, then I can just use my template that I already have, make another one. So, bolts are going to line up. It's going to work on my thing. Alright, so I already have a template for this. I can just make another one, and then we can put both of them in. So all it is just a basic little bracket that's going to fit in where I need. These two bolts are going to bolt in the frame, and this hole on both sides is slotted. So it's going to give me a little bit of tilt adjustment, which is good. And then up here, this is going to weld to the pieces of frame horn that I cut off of the other truck to go in there. So what I'm going to do is, sorry, I got something biting me in my ear. Anyways, what I'm going to do is get this bolted up on the truck. I'll go make the other one, I'll get it bolted up, and then I'll drag my welder out here. Hopefully it'll reach. I think it should, because my plasma cutter did yesterday. And I'll get up in there and I'll tack this in place, and then I'll take these bolts back out, the bolts back off of the second plate that I'm going to make, and we'll take it out and put it on the ground. We'll weld it all up solid, gusset it, brace it if we need to, and then we'll be able to mount the bumper for good. Shouldn't have to do it again. That sounds great, but we know better. But no, I don't. Oh crap, come on. There we go. That's what we need right there. Couldn't figure out how it lined up for a minute, but we got it. When I put these on for good, I'll use washers and lock washers and all that stuff, but for right now, I just want to get them in place and kind of snug down to where we can get some good tacks on there, and then they got to come back off anyways. So. Alright, I'm going to go get another one of these plates made. I'm going to bring the tools out, tighten them up. I'll get the welder drug out here, and then I'll bring you guys back. We'll get those tacked. We'll get it all taken back off. We'll get it all welded up. We'll try to straighten out this little whoop-de-doo in the bumper right here, and we'll try to get this all like nice and squared up and pretty and yeah, probably not going to happen, but we'll try. So, anyways, we'll be back when we get the welder out here. I got both my brackets made up. I got the welder out here. I got the brackets bolted to the frame. I'll show you guys all that stuff later on. But for right now, like I said before, I want to try to get a tack. Need to roll this just a little bit, but other than that, I like where the bumper's sitting on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just get one decent tack on it that'll keep it on there. And then I should be able to flex the other side enough to get it up where I want it and get a tack on it. And then once I have a tack on both sides, I'll get in here and kind of weld the best that I can. And then go from there. So. That didn't do it because it's still up. But we can probably tweak that a little bit to get it where we need it, want it, whatever. Should be able to make this side up now. Pretty good chance I'm going to end up breaking that one tack that I put on that side loose, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to the river. Yeah, pretty sure we just broke it loose, but that's okay, because alright, that looks pretty even right there. That looks pretty good. That looks good enough, I guess. this looks like it's diving down, but the end of my bumper is 90 degrees to the ground. So, and this side's pretty much the same way, really close. So, okay, I'm going to take a step back and look at this, see if I'm happy with it, and if I am, then we're going to pull it off and we'll set it down on the ground since the welder's already out here. We'll weld it up. Everything will look great. Looks pretty level. Looks pretty straight on. I mean, the holes in the center of the bumper are lined up perfect with the frame. I'm going to try to, you know, massage this a little bit, talk dirty to her, see if we can't get her to come a little bit back where we want her. And other than that, we're going to take it off, we're going to weld it up, we're going to put it back on. Now, I said I was just going to weld this up over there in the dirt, but I didn't for two reasons. One, I needed to get the welder back over here close to the shop because I literally have minutes before I have to go pick my daughter up from school. And this way I can just push it in the door and slam the door down. Second reason, it's in the shade. That's always nice. And you know, so on and so forth. So we're gonna get this welded up real quick, and while it's cooling off, I'm gonna go pick up baby girl from school, and we'll keep on going. Those are welded up solid. And you guys might be saying, hey Toes, you only put center brackets on. You're right. Will that hold the bumper solid enough? Yes. Because at the end of the day, this truck sits high enough that I doubt the bumper's going to hit anything. And if it does, I mean, it's going to be like somebody's back window anyways. So it's not like it's going to make frame-on-frame contact unless you're running into the back of like a flatbed semi-trailer. And I don't foresee that happening. I foresee this being more like a mud truck. And anything that it's going to get into, it's going to go up on top of it. It's not going to go into the back of it. So now if somebody buys it and they want to, you know, reinforce the bumper better or put another bumper on or whatever, that's great. I love it when people take stuff and make it their own. And I just try to make it nice enough that they want it to take it and make it their own. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to get a hammer, beat on this a little bit, see if I can get it straightened up. Actually, I'm going to go get my little girl first, take her home, and then I'll come back, try to straighten this up a little bit, and we'll get it put back on the truck. And finally, after hours, start working on something else. Alright, well, the bumper completely mounted and good, and I already went and picked my daughter up from school and dropped her off, so that's done. So I came back, and once again I got an important phone call, and I can't just wander around and talk on the phone. So while I was talking on the phone, I got a bucket of water, put some soap in it, grabbed some more 4-aught steel wool, start scrubbing on the bumper. So wasn't necessarily something I was planning on doing right now. It was going to be one of those, you know, if we have time we'll get to it, if we don't we won't, but I started doing it, so now we have time, I guess. So scrubbing it all down, trying to make it look better, And once I kind of looks crappy where I scrubbed it right now because the soap and the dirt and stuff's drying on it, but once I get it all scrubbed off good, I've got some chrome cleaner and stuff that I can go get and put on it, and it should snazzy it up a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. This 4/0 steel wool, if you're not familiar with it, it's fine enough that it doesn't really scratch the bumper until you drop it in gravel and get rocks all over it. But like old chrome wheels and stuff that are in pretty good shape, but they got a little bit of surface rust and stuff on them, you can take this 4/0 steel wool, and I don't know if you can see or not, but like around these bolts, this is the bumper that had the brush guard on it that I took off and made into the push bar on the Waldo. But I don't know if you can see right here, but like there's rust around this bolt hole. You get the scrubbing and you can take the rust almost completely off, and it still has chrome under it, and it kind of refurbishes it. So got rust running down from that being there. All just wipes right off. So, all right, so got all the scrubbing done. I'm gonna go look. I had some really good like turtle wax chrome cleaner and polish that I used for a long time that I really liked, and it worked really good. I'd use it to clean this up right now, but if I don't have any of that anymore, and whatever, I'll just go get some simple green or whatever and a microfiber just to clean off the mess that I made scrubbing it. So we're gonna go see what we can find and see if we can polish this bumper up a little bit. Alright, found it, still have it. Probably been expired for like 10 years if it goes bad, I don't know. I've had this stuff forever. It's cleaner, rust remover, polish, and all I can say is it works really, really good. I've actually used it with the double or the quad-aught steel wool before to help take the rust off and stuff, and it goes on like wax. Like you just rub it on good and kind of let it sit, and it'll haze up like wax will. And then once it kind of sits there for a little bit and hazes up, then you go back and wipe it off. It does a good job. You guys will see, hopefully. This bumper is not going to be great. It's never going to look brand new, but compared to what it was when we started with it this morning, I've got a feeling it's going to look pretty dang good. Probably too good for this old truck. Oh yeah, I got most of that little whoop-de-doo out. I can see it. You guys probably can't anymore, and that's the whole idea. You don't know it's there, you probably won't even notice it. Even better. So, got a little bit of the bottom kind of trimmed up too, or not trimmed up, but trued up, kind of hammered out and whatnot. Basically, I just got it straightened up a little bit more, and all I can say is I'm pretty dang happy with the outcome, because this bumper in its worst absolute possible condition, in my opinion, is better than that piece of I-beam that was on there. So we'll let this sit and kind of do its waxing thing for a minute, and then we'll polish it off. And I can already tell it cleaned it pretty good because I can see where the chrome's cracked, and you couldn't even see that before. So granted, it'll have some cracked chrome and whatnot, but I think it's going to buff out and be night and day above what it was. So we'll see. You guys even still on, or the battery die and I'm talking to myself? Oh no, you're still there. That's good. At least I don't look crazy. Well, yeah, I still do, but you know, whatever. Oh yeah, she's got a little bit of shine left in her. Just a little bit. I can see a blurry image of myself. That's impressive. Like I said, I'm kind of using up valuable time right now because I didn't plan on doing this, but it's hard for me to stand still, and when you're talking on the phone, it's hard to film and do other stuff. So do what I can do when I can do it. Woo! Look at that baby shine! Yeah, it's really not that great, but hey, compared to the before, the after is impressive to me. Go ahead and just wipe it down one more time. Make sure we get all that polish off. I'm not sponsored by Turtle Wax, y'all. I know it kind of seemed like I was doing an ad on it. They don't even know who the heck I am. But like I said, I've had that bottle. I couldn't even tell you where it came from. I don't know if I bought it. I don't know if it came in a car that I got. There's never any telling with me when I've had something for a long time. It could have come from anywhere. But I do know that it works, and I do know that when it comes to getting rust off of chrome and bringing a little bit of that shine back, I haven't found anything that works better. So this is still like 2/3 of a bottle. I've used it on I don't know how many wheels and bumpers and what have you. It don't take a whole lot, so hopefully this bottle will last me till I die, because I don't know if I can even go get any more. And you know, stuff gets reformulated over the years and whatnot, and not always what it used to be. So, but if you want to go look for some because you got some wheels or a bumper or something that you want to make shine like that, that's what it is. So all right, let's move on and do something. All right, we just keep on plugging. So I just showed you guys that bumper restoration, I guess you'd say, and it's kind of a little bit too nice for this old truck, but our holes where it should mount on the frame are lined up perfectly, and I can't see in there, but hopefully I'm showing you the brackets. They're bolted in, 2 bolts on each side. And I can't hit it and hold the camera and say that ain't going nowhere, but rest assured I already hit it and said that ain't going nowhere. So we're good on that. She looks better, she's shiny, and these aren't. and neither are these, and those aren't either. So I'm going to do some cleaning in here. I have a dash pad, it's gray, kind of like this color gray, so it's not going to match the seat and the door panels perfect, but it'll be a lot better than that cracked mess. So we can do that. I might have a clear piece for the gauges that's in better shape than that one. I mean, if I was like going all out on this, making it a driver for me, I would have the seat mounted to the floor. Oh, hey. Glad I started looking around under there. There's the piece of the rear drive shaft that's missing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on there, but either way. So we got a bunch of parts over there. Some of them probably belong in here, some of them probably don't. And we're gonna do mirrors. We're gonna put an armrest pad on here if I had more time. You know what, I might do it anyways. We're probably gonna paint these door panels. If I got some gray close to the dash pad, that might be the color we go with, because you know you can rub the plastic off of these. But yeah, so yeah, we've got interior work to do. We've got mirrors, we've got door handles. I'm going to scrub these with the steel wool, but we're going to replace the mirrors. So I think that's what we'll do next. I'm going to go get the mirrors. I'm going to get the tools that we need to do it, and get those mirrors swapped out. Okay, we're getting to the interior, and I was just going to kind of clean this floor out because it's a mess. And I told you we were going to do tail lights and all that stuff, and I had every intention of it because I thought I had a set of tail lights. Well, I didn't. Well, I take that back. I had a set, but they were LEDs, and I can't bring myself to put LEDs on this truck. So I went in here, cleaning out old dirty socks. Got the glove box door, it's got the spid sheet in it still. And here's the tail light covers. Unfortunately, they're broken. But they're mostly there, and I can put something on it so it has something other than nothing. So that's kind of a win, kind of not. I'm going to order some new covers because the lights are still good. But for right now, at least we have something we can put on there that from a distance back there it'll look better than nothing. So with that being said, we got the glove box back in. Like I said, there's rear view mirror, which we're going to just kind of set in the bed. We're not going to put that up right now because why put it on a broke windshield. We got the one of the sides of the track for the back window. We're not going to put that in because if I keep this thing long enough, we're probably going to switch the back window out. But right now we got the shifter for the four-wheel drive. Right now this seat is dang near perfect. Like no cracks, no wear, no nothing. So I don't have any vinyl leather polish, but I do have leather stuff, and I'm pretty sure it'll work. So we're gonna see how clean we can get that seat, and we'll probably clean the visors too, and then we'll just kind of keep fixing up a couple things in the interior to make it more complete and better. So let me go grab the stuff to do the seat, and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, like I said, I've got this stuff, not sponsored. Don't really know what it is. I just know I got it at the parts store, and it worked pretty good on the seats and burb nasty. So I guess we'll try it in here. Griot's Garage Leather 3-in-1 spray. Gentle cleaning and conditioning and durable protection. Yep. Sounds like exactly what we need. Let's hose this seat down. Like I said, it's in unrealistically good condition considering how long it sat. I think the only thing that saved it was the windows were so dirty that the sun wasn't really beating on it. But I could read the directions to see how you're supposed to use it. You might not have to thoroughly soak the crap out of it like I'm doing, but I'm going to. Worst case, it'll all get soaked in the rag and I'll use it on that side too. So this is either going to be a disappointment or it's going to be like, wow, look at that. I can't even. You may ask what the rush is to clean the seat, and honestly, the truck being as tall as it is, I'm probably going to have to get in it to, you know, work on the dash and stuff like that. And mainly, I ain't afraid to get dirty or nothing, but I don't want to catch whatever diseases are in here. So I figure I get it cleaned up first, then it'll be nicer to sit in. So, especially since there's probably every kind of animal hair you can think of coming off on this seat. If I had to guess, probably raccoon, possum, cat, you know, whatever. And this seat's going to take more than one wipe down with this rag and this stuff, but it looking better than it did. Probably gonna go get Simple Green and clean it good with that, and then come back again with this stuff and kind of condition it, because I think it needs more cleaning power than this leather cleaner has to offer. So we're going to get it wiped off, and we're going to go get something that'll be a little bit more helpful. For what it is cleaning though, I can say that. I just think the Simple Green will do better. I'll be right back. Not sure why I didn't think of this in the first place, but Simple Green is probably the way to start with as dirty as this is. I know this isn't a Simple Green bottle, and I'm not fibbing you guys. I emptied out the contents of this bottle and put Simple Green in it. So we're definitely using Simple Green. Let's see how that does. These rags, these microfibers are nice, but they're like sticky. When you go to wipe them on something, you can't hardly move them. Alright, I think that's probably about as clean as this side's going to come. At least the rag glides across it now, most of the time. So we'll start with Simple Green on the other side. I'll clean it as good as I can like I did this side, and we'll let it kind of dry up and whatever, and then we'll come back and seal shrunk. Anyways, then we'll come back and put that leather conditioner on it again. I don't know that it's going to help, but we'll do it anyways. I'm going to try to do what I can here with you guys being able to see it, but no promises. Tried to get this window crank off. Can't see where the clip is. Looks like it right there. There it is. Now, can we not drop it in the dirt and lose it? Nope, we can't. But, luckily I didn't lose it. Once in a million. Alright, because I needed that clip because the new one I have to put on there does not have it. But, in the meantime, we're going to take this door panel off because there's something else that I can do really quick and easy. And it's just going to bug me if I don't do it. So, these door panels need to be cleaned. They got some algae and stuff on them. But like I said, I'm probably going to take them out and paint it. But I kind of did something good and hurt myself at the same time. And you may say, what are you talking about? Well, I wanted to do a bunch of stuff to the interior. And I didn't want to get in and sit on that seat because it was ultra nasty. Like possum, raccoon, cat, whatever. I didn't want to sit in it. So I thoroughly cleaned that seat. Well, after I thoroughly cleaned the seat, I thoroughly doused it with leather treatment, conditioner, to the point where it was like oily. And that's okay, because it needs it. It's very dry, and I didn't really want to jump up there and sit on it because I was afraid that the vinyl would crack because it's so dry. So I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking. I was thinking about the fact that, hey, I want to save this seat, but I wasn't thinking about, hey, I want to get in here and work on this interior. So basically I burned myself from doing anything else on the interior today, because if I jumped up in there and hit that seat, I'd slide across the seat like one of those disc things that they throw on the ice, you know, luge, or I'm not even gonna guess anymore. I don't remember what it's called. But anyways, I can't sit on the seat, so can't really get in here to do the dash and all that kind of stuff. And so we're going to fix the door, and by fix the door I mean make the window roll up, so because it's not even in the track anymore. In order to get it back in the track, I have to go get a wrench so I can take the track off and put it in there. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll keep aimlessly blabbering about what we're doing, and you guys can keep listening. So this is kind of why it's important to have good like window seals, because What in the heck is that? Never had that happen before. Maybe our problem is that, yeah, that's our problem. Our track is broken. I guess that makes sense, kinda. Well, one more thing to do. Trying to think if I have any doors, driver's side doors, that would already have the panel off that I could go borrow the track out of. I don't think I do. I do have a welder. Oh wow, it like broke off. Probably more of it down there. Alright, well, first off, I wanted to get the window fixed so that obviously I could roll it up and keep stuff out. But the other thing I wanted to do was, you may be able to tell, if you can't now, you will be able to in a minute. There's an extremely large dent right here. It starts right at the bottom of the body line and goes down. And this part of the door around the lock is pushed in also. Now this has a big crest over there, so I might not be able to do anything, but that, I think I might be able to do something. It's a lot better. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to work that a little bit, but I got a lot of that done out. Let's see. Yeah, that back there is going to have to be worked too, but I can save this door. I'm not going to replace it. I can fix that. Let me see if I can fix our window track problem. Alright, well, I took the one out of this truck, it was broke. I went to another parts truck, it was broke. Went to a third parts truck, it was broke. So I took a piece out of one parts truck and a piece out of this truck, cleaned it up, re-drilled it, riveted it, and hopefully, with any luck, we have a... Now, I'm sure you guys may have noticed it doesn't have any of the weather stripping left in it, but that was kind of sort of outside of my control. I tried to save it, but it didn't necessarily work so well. How much skin can I rip off today? Now, the fact that I re-drilled this and riveted it, and it's two different window guides out of two different trucks and so on and so forth, not quite sure how it's going to work. So far it's fighting a little bit to get where it's supposed to be, but it's just fighting a little bit. So that looks okay. That looks like it wants to be, used to be clear over here. Alright, getting the window up will be a positive note. I know for a fact it's been down with rain running down inside the door for a long time. That's probably the first time that window's been up in, I don't know, if I had to guess, probably 30 to 40 years. But it's up, so. Like I said at the beginning of the video, trying to do little stuff to make this truck better so it'll sell, because I need the money to finish my little house, and this is what I'm aiming to be the solution to that problem. So if you guys go down in the comments and tell me, hey, that big lifted 4x4 is pretty cool, and you know, if it doesn't sell, we'd like to see more of it, then I don't know what's going on there. Then I will, as I can, do stuff to it to make it better and keep making videos on it until it sells. If you don't go in the comments and tell me that you want to see it, then probably won't do any more videos on it. But either way, I'm gonna slowly keep working on it until it sells. So the more I do to it, I mean, I'm gonna make the interior as nice as I can without spending money, which I've already told you guys I've got a bunch of parts and stuff for that. I've got a line on a training and transfer case. I was supposed to get a training and transfer case with the truck, but where the truck came from hasn't come through with the training and transfer case. So we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work out, I have a line on another one. I just have to figure out how I can get it here from Texas without taking the time to go to Texas and getting it myself. So that's an option. But that being said, if I end up getting the transfer case and transmission, then I found the piece that was missing from the rear drive shaft, and where the transmission and transfer case is a complete truck. So I can probably get a front drive shaft that I can make work off of it also, and we can make this thing like run and drive and be a 4x4 and all that kind of stuff, and I can do it all here on the channel. If you guys want to see it, let me know. Otherwise, if somebody buys it like it is right now, it's going to go down the road and we'll probably never see it again unless they want me to finish building it for them. But chances are I'll get a transmission and transfer case for it. We'll get an engine for it, or engine's already in it. We'll get the engine running. We'll put it together, make it run and drive, all that kind of stuff. So I don't really want to keep it. It's not in my wheelhouse of vehicles, but I'm not going to just give it away or throw it away. If you're interested in buying it, do not go in the comments and say, hey, I want to buy this truck, I'll give you this much money for it, because I'm not going to reply to you and you're not going to get it. If you're interested in buying this truck, go to the email in the description, send me an email about it, ask me a question about it, whatever. Or if you don't email, go to the link from my Facebook page and go on Messenger and contact me that way. I got to go grab 2 screws. We've got an armrest that was missing that I grabbed from another truck that we can put on there, and that'll complete that. And then we'll see what else we're going to get done tonight before it gets dark. Just like every time I go to eat something, my eyes are bigger than my stomach. I know it's hard to believe looking at me, but my brain works faster than my hands as well. So I had aspirations to have this thing running with full body work and a paint job this week. Not really necessarily that far, but further than I got. But I've already extended when the video came out a day so that I could get more done. And we got more done, and I'm happy with it. And the truck looks 100 times better than it did before I started. And I'm happy about that too. There's still little things that we could do that make it look great, quick and easy without spending a lot of money. Like taking the wheels off, painting the calipers that are fluorescent orange and the hubs that are fluorescent orange black, and painting the rear drums black. And I personally like the wagon wheels white. I think I'll paint the wagon wheels white. But there's a lot of other things. Like I told you, I still take the dash apart and fix all this, and I've got a new dash pad that's a lot nicer and all that, and some of that we could have gotten to. But the seat, I mean, look at it. That thing is a gem. So I'm just gonna let it sit and do its thing. It's still oily, but it's softer already. So I'm probably gonna come out here for a couple days every day and just put more of that conditioner on there, because it did a great job. But we still need to clean the wipers or the visors. I'll do that the same way. Like I said, dash pad. I didn't show you guys, but I found the high hump for the floor in the bed when I cleaned it out, and it just needs to be cleaned really good and bolted in, but the floor needs to be cleaned too. So I just set it in there. We've got our door pull on. It matches the other side pretty close. We've got a window crank that matches the other side. The window will roll up and down. Our door panel's back in. Our window's up. Needs to be cleaned, but is what it is. That's done. I decided I'm not going to put the tail light covers on because they're broke, and I have to get new ones anyways. So why waste the time putting them on if I'm going to order new ones and take them back off? I have a tailgate and chains that are in a lot better shape. We got the bed cleaned out. It could use a little bit of work, but it's a lot nicer. And I didn't even show you guys. Door handle scrubbed off. I couldn't really get in there, so I took a black paint marker and painted it black. It still looks good. Got some nice shiny mirrors on. Got them kind of cleaned up and polished. And this front end just speaks for itself. We put the work into the grill. It's wonderful. All that steel wool and everything on all the trim to get the paint off. The steel wool and the polish on the bumper. The bumper came out great. Super happy with the way that looks. You can't see the body lift anymore. I like the height of the truck. I like the stance of the truck. I just didn't like that front bumper and the way that the body lift was showing. So I fixed the hood. It's not, I don't have it welded and braced yet, but I got it bent back into shape where it should be. And kind of sanded. I know the hood's a different color than the rest of whatever this is, but the black on the front was kind of bugging me, so I sanded some of it off. Just little stuff, and there's still a lot that I want to do. I'm still going to put a nicer dash pad in it. I'm still going to finish cleaning the interior. I'm probably going to paint the door panels. I'm going to put a solid back window in it. That sliding rear glass is broken. It's got caulk all the way around it, and I just don't like sliding rear glasses, so it'll get a solid back window. I've got plenty of them, and I've got another tailgate that's already primered the same color we can put on. We'll fix the tail lights, do some body work here. I can get fender markers for that, and then, I mean, if it gets to that point, I'll start body working it, and maybe we'll put a Tractor Supply paint job on it. Who knows? Let me know in the comments what you want to see. There's always more. There's tons more stuff we can do to this truck, and there's tons of other projects around here we're going to keep working on, so we'll never run out of content. But it's getting dark. I'm out of time for this video. Hopefully you guys liked the lifted 4x4. I call it muck truck because it's mud truck, but it was covered in muck when I got it, so I call it the muck truck. But Hopefully you liked it. Like I said, let me know if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.